play with fire and you're gonna get burned. So it was requested and an idea was given about doing a video on the ethics of magic. And there's several different things that could be talked about with that. One of the things is, there's the threefold law where any energy that you send out is going to come back to you in, multiplied by 3, which could be good energy and bad energy. A lot of people like to say, ooh, white magic, I only do white magic, or ooh, black magic, I do black magic, be afraid of me. I really don't think that there's a color to magic, and you could look at a curse that a lot of people would say, ooh, black magic, when that could actually be considered white magic. Let me give you an example. Let's say that there is somebody who is being abusive to another person. You could lay a curse on them to kind of teach them a lesson. Cursing in that way would not really be considered black magic, because that would be you're helping the person out who's being abused, and you're kind of leveling that negative person's energy by throwing a curse on them, thus making them more neutral. Like if somebody speeds a lot in their car, you could lay a curse on them to get them to slow down. Or you could lay a binding curse on yourself to stop you from getting into arguments, stop you from nitpicking, stop you from drinking, stop you from smoking. Curses have their time and have their place. And there's 3 different types of curses. Let me see if I can remember these. It was a book that I had, it's buried in my basement. There's the warning curse. There's which is kind of a, hey, don't do that again or stuff's going to get serious. Then you could have a binding curse where you stop somebody from acting a certain way and you stop a certain behavior from happening because you bind it. And then you could have a blasting curse, which would be something very, a blasting curse is going to hurt. It's going to hurt the other person. Like I said, they all have their time and their place. The first magical experience I had, I did a binding spell. It wasn't proper, and it probably wasn't the right time and place to do it, which is why not only their voice got bounded, but so did mine. So clearly that was not the right case to use it. I have done curses to get other people to realize their actions, and they actually have paid off. So, and I don't do curses on people lightly. Banishings or bindings can be very effective when it comes to dealing with somebody that has negative behavior. Like if you need somebody out of your life, if you have an annoying friend that might just kind of be sucking up too much of your emotional energy and too much of your time, it would be a good thing to do a banishing or a binding curse on them to save your own mental sanity. In terms of doing magic for other people, ask that other person if that is okay, because if you don't ask them, whatever magic spell you do and it sends energy their way, it's instantly going to be halted by the fact that they don't know it's coming. They don't even know what to recognize or what to look at or what to feel. And you really shouldn't do anything without anybody else's permission. That being said, I have done spells for people without asking their permission, but the caveat there is that it's all in the highest intention. It was to help somebody. So and not to mention the fact that those people were magically, receptive. So they were able to, even subconsciously, recognize the energy, the good flowing energy that's going to them, and it helped improve their lifestyle or whatever situation that was in. I can't really think of any specific examples. So those are my thoughts on cursing and doing magic for other people. When it comes to working with specific deities or specific systems, I really don't think that there's anything right in saying, oh, you shouldn't work with demons because they're bad. Oh, you shouldn't do chaos magic because it's selfish or it's dangerous. Oh, you shouldn't work with the Satanic Bible because it's very hedonistic and very selfish, and it'll welcome demons into your life and you will get possessed and what have you, or other people that are like, don't work with the Necronomicon because those deities are old or they're fake or whatever. The bottom line is, work with a system that feels right to you. If it resonates with you, then there's nothing wrong with it. I dabbled with, possibly going into demonology before I started working with the Necronomicon. And there's really nothing wrong with that. If you're working with the Necronomicon and you are getting positive vibes and stuff from Marduk, Anu, Enlil, Enki, Ereshkigal even, or Inanna, or Ishtar, then that's all good for you. There are people that practice Satanism or demonolatry, and they're best friends with Beelzebub or any of the other demons that I've worked with. Or I haven't worked with any demons, technically. I mean, whatever demons they've worked with. Anything can be beneficial as long as you have the right intention behind it. If you're working with demons to step on other people and really to get what you want in life by stepping on other people, that's wrong. Okay? The fact is, as long as you have good intentions at heart and you don't mean to hurt anybody else and anything that you do is for the greater good, then go ahead and do it. Lay a curse on somebody if they deserve it and if they need it, and if it's going to kind of put them down for a little while, but then they're going to come back up later. If it's all meant to teach people a lesson so they can become better, then that is really where magic should be. And anybody else that practices in a selfish way or in a way of hurting other people just for their own giggles, laughs, and to reach their own means, then they should be... I would bind that kind of person, because that's a selfish act. So do magic the same way that you would do anything else in life. Do it for yourself and for the good of other people. If somebody's hurting you, act against it. And if somebody is doing something to themselves or other people, act against it. But don't do something to hurt somebody just for the sake of hurting them to get a laugh. Because then that energy is going to come right back at you, and you are not going to like it. Like I said, play with fire, you get burned.